anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think it's
Okay. Okay. What is okay.
Hey, Turfdogs fans, my name is Brent, and I'm going to be your host for this afternoon's game. Are you guys ready for some great lacrosse action? Make some noise!
Which is my
Hopefully our
headset.
Turfdogs get the big win. We got some fun stuff planned, including a special halftime performance from the Rhythm Dynamics dance team. They're great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you follow your Turfdogs on social media. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at Durham Turfdogs and stay up to date with everything Turfdogs. Until then, can I get a go? Dogs go! Make some noise! Perfect.
This afternoon's ball toss prize is a team-signed Durham Turfdogs jersey. Visit the ball toss table on the concourse to buy your ball for a chance to win. And all this afternoon's ball toss proceeds will be going towards our community partners. Balls are $2 a piece or 3 for $5.
Hey, good. How you doing? Good, thanks. Hey, nice to see you again. Yeah, you too. Hey, how's it going? Hey.
Well, you live out this way, so
I do, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. It's actually the first time I've been to one. Yeah. Where's my headset? This one?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the General Motors Center home of your Durham.
I can't hear anything. There we go. Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. I think that's it. Is that it? Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. I don't really hear me well, but not exceptionally, which is not a huge deal, except that, yeah, that's good. It's not a big deal when I'm on my own. It's just I find if I can't hear myself, I wind up yelling.
Durham Turfdogs hosting the Barrie Blizzard, both coming off big wins against Oswego and both undefeated on the season. Blizzards, Turfdogs next. Durham playing their second game within 24 hours, and Barrie just starting their back-to-back. Welcome inside the General Motors Center. I'm Carrie Ohm, and I'll be your host for today's game against the Barrie Blizzard and the Durham Turfdogs. Both teams coming off big wins and still both undefeated in the season. So Durham currently sits first in the league, Barrie right behind them. So today's game could really adjust the standings there. For more information on the game, we're going to head up to Steven Stamp in the booth calling.
Hello, lacrosse friends. We're just going to wait for the final bars of the national anthem. We'll be right with you. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the General Motors Center here in Oshawa, Ontario. As Kerry mentioned, it's the Durham Turfdogs playing back-to-back. A game last night, now they come out this afternoon. We'll see how that affects them. Barrie has been off since last week, had a chance to practice. We're going to take a look at our players to watch for this week. Dustin Caravello was shooting up a storm last week in the Barrie opener. 3 goals on absolute lasers from the outside. He added a few assists. Very strong start to the season for a guy who's been a very good player, but really seemed to step his game up last week. On the other side, there can only be one player to watch for Durham Turfdogs today. Jesse Guerin, a goal and 6 assists last week in their opener. 6 goals, 4 assists yesterday. He leads the league in assists. He leads the league in points. He's up there in goals. He's having a fantastic start to the season. He's probably the offensive player of the week, even if he gets kicked out of this game 5 minutes into it. He was that good last night. I'm Steven Stamp, and I'm bringing you this CLax game for JVI Sports Network, and we are ready to go. All right, we're underway. I just had to jump around the chairs there and get things started, and Barrie will control the ball off the opening faceoff. The big news for the Barrie Blizzard today is Colin Boucher has returned. Now, I pumped up the return of Graham Bergsma last week, and he wasn't very good. There's a save by Ryan Masters to get the game started, stopping the shot from Caleb Wiles, who is back. So, huge day for Barrie with Wiles and Boucher returning. Wiles is someone who really makes their offense go. He and Mike Teeter have just worked out some great chemistry on the far side. And Colin Boucher is a force. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in CLax. There's Guerin, though. Gets it in, and Goddard just misses the net. Those are shots that were going in every time for the Turfdogs last night as they got off to a 9-1 start. They scored the first goal of the game. Dylan Goddard with a beauty as he was falling, tucked it between the legs of Jake Henhock. Then Oswego Demons responded with a goal, and then 8 in a row for the Turfdogs. Probably not likely, certainly, to repeat that kind of run today, but a big save by Masters. He's been very good, especially in the first halves of their 2 games. And that ball gets away from McNulty right to Wiles, the worst person you could lose it to probably from this roster, and he tucks it home. It's 1-0 Barrie Blizzard, and Jeff McNulty will just kind of shake his head as he heads off to the bench. It's a tough break for the Turfdogs, and not the way things were going for him last night. It is very difficult to come back after a night game and play an afternoon game. We'll see how the Turfdogs do early, and you can see McNulty is going to come up with the ball and just lose it. We actually didn't get to see that part, but there's Wiles tucking it home. And Neil Roberts, the youngster in net for the Barrie Blizzard, is going to just tap that ball ahead to Koger, and he's going to move it on up. And the Blizzards, Ross Smith, will bounce it back out, and they'll set up the offense. Zach Tompkinson with the ball. Shane Scott with 6 goals last week. but the ball is picked off. Big Mike Triolo loping down the floor. He's got Josh Wasson on the near side. Wasson kind of runs himself into a passing lane because Riley Campbell was right there in front of him. But, the shot by Goddard. He's saying that went in. Gord Brown's going to look, and it is. It's a goal for Dylan Goddard. I thought it went in, but it just kept flying right through the mesh. Bangs off the backboards and out. And Dylan Goddard just pointed at it. And he said now he's helping them find the hole. This should show clearly the ball going through that mesh, unless it's kind of behind Neil Roberts. We can go a little slower. You'll see. There's the ball. Yeah, it goes through. You see the mesh ripple. So they just missed a spot tying it up. The refs have to go and tie the net up beforehand, and sometimes they miss a spot. There are 4 Blizzard players, in addition to goalie Neil Roberts, standing around. Captain Spencer Janes is saying, "Are you sure? Are you really sure that went through?" But there's not much question. You could see the net bulging as the ball went through. So it is 1-1 on the goal by Dylan Goddard. He got Durham's first goal last night, went on to have 3 goals and 3 assists. Not a lot of changes for the Turf Dogs today. Mark Farthing's away for the weekend, not playing last night or today. John St. John took a bit of a lower body bang last week, and he is sitting out today. Ryan McCrory and Derek Hopcroft also scratches for the Turf Dogs. Not playing for the Blizzard are Johnny Ray, Graham Bergsma, Tyler Roach, and Travis Zabols. Ray, the defensive player of the week in CLax last year. There's Pete Rennie going after the loose ball, but he's banged by a couple of Blizzard. Rob Klofer knocks over Roscoe Smith from behind, and it'll be Barrie possession. We're just over 2 minutes in. We've already got a couple of goals. It's 1-1, and they'll throw it back up to Caleb Wiles. He's got Teeter out there with him, along with Michael Gillen on the left side. They're going to throw it over to the right. He delayed penalty coming, so they've got an extra attacker coming. It's Brad Levick. They've still got 15 seconds on the shot clock, so lots of time to work. Up to Wiles. They're kind of frittering it away. They're down to 6, so he'll just let it fly. Masters makes the save. Barrie's going to get it back, though, as nobody was able to scoop up that loose ball in the rebound. And Barrie's got a fresh 30 and all kinds of time to work with 6 attackers. And this is where it gets tough for the defense when they're a little tired. Shane Scott, hard pass across. Teeter shoots, scores on the far side. Michael Teeter, who took 22 shots last week, scored 1 goal but had 6 assists. A really strong feeder effort. But this time, he is going to get on the board early with a nice shot to the far side. Little low skipper. You're going to see Teeters takes that pass across from Shane Scott. Fakes up high and goes low. He actually goes 5-hole. I thought that was far post, but he tucked it between the leg and the stick of Ryan Masters. A Durham player has gone to the penalty box, and we'll see why, because I thought the penalty would have been wiped out, so there must have been a second penalty. That ball is picked up nicely by Wassett, or by Ryan McCrory. Caden Pack, the technical official, is blown play dead. I didn't see the foul and looked over on him a bit too late to catch what the issue was, but Wiles behind the back to Teeter. Back over to Wiles. He's going to let it fly. Saved by Masters. We'll let you know what the penalties called were once we get it. It is Pete Rennie, number 23, is off. There's a low shot by Shane Scott. That's his favorite place to shoot. It's from that right shooter spot high, and he goes sidearm a lot. Usually low to low. Barrie gets the ball back. Caravello, our player to watch, gets it up top to Wiles. He shoots. Masters just absorbs that one. Durham heading back up the other way with a minute 12 to kill on the penalty. Patrick McCrory gets a shot off. There's some hustle by Scott, but it's going to be Matt Croak that gets there first. Croak will run the ball into the offensive zone. followed by Scott, and now he's got some help coming in the form of Cody McLeod. They're going to bury him along the restraining line. He can't go back out to be over and back, and Hogarth's going to try and dig the ball out. He can't get to it. Now, if the ball's knocked out by Barrie, I think it wouldn't be over and back, but they scoop it up. So it's their possession, and Shane Scott's going to give it off to Teeter. 2-on-3. See if they pull it out. They do, and they're going to set up the offense. Maudsley trots in the middle while Wiles takes the ball. 2-1 for the Blizzard. There's a shot by Scott. It's stopped by Wiles before it can go over and back. They've got 7 to shoot, so Scott's just going to let it rip again. Fakes, though, toe drag. Now he's going to shoot right into the chest of Masters. Maudsley fighting hard for a rebound. Jesse Guerin is taking off on the break. Teeter covering him. Guerin changes feet. Swim move. Comes in. Loses the ball. He's going to go after it. Roberts tries to get it. Guerin eventually loses it. 5 minutes in, the score 2-1 for the Barrie Blizzard over the Durham Turfdogs. And Barrie is set up in the offensive zone. We're back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. There's Pete Rennie out of the penalty box. Fredenberg serving an illegal substitution penalty for Durham, but I don't know what the penalty that was eliminated by the goal. Rennie got a slash. Yeah, I just do not see what the other one was. I'll have to check that one later and let you know. Josh Wasson with the pass across. He's going to get it back. Now there's a penalty coming to Barrie. Wasson fires it. It goes off the leg of Colin Boucher. Boucher back in Canadian Lacrosse League. And now they've blown play down. Looks like we'll have 2 penalties. It's going to be Jason Crawford and Colin Boucher heading off. Boucher's the big guy, number 10. Crawford is the still fairly big, but not nearly as big as Bouch. Heading to the box. A slash and an interference call. We're going to see the first penalty called. That's the interference call right there as Boucher just gets a little overly physical with his man. And then there's the slash to stop play. So it's 5-on-3 for Durham. Thomas Hogarth, who does play quite a bit on the power play, will be the safety valve up at mid-floor to avoid over and backs if a shot bounces off the backboards. Croak and Wasson on the right side. Guerin with Goddard on the left side. Goddard takes the pass, tries to get it across to Wasson, bounces off a defender, but Guerin tracks it down. Still 16 to shoot, lots of time for Durham. Behind the back, Croak. They get it to Guerin, shoots off the crossbar up into the mesh. Roberts may have got just a graze of that with his shoulder, or Guerin was going to have another one. Again, 6 goals last night for Jesse Guerin. Dylan Goddard set up on the far post, and they're trying to watch him, but you just can't stay with everybody. Croak across to Goddard, goes to Wasson. Oh, that's off the crossbar as well. Roberts did not get that. He was cleanly beaten on that one. Grabs that ball as it lands down. There's the outlet pass to Wiles. He didn't see it coming, and Hogarth's going to go after him. Wiles will pick it up. He's driving to the net. He's going to shoot. That one's stopped. Comes straight back to him. Behind the back off the post. Caleb Wiles just shakes his head and grins as he looks up to the rafters. Couldn't put that one in. Battle along the boards. Zach Tompkinson working hard, but there are 3 turf dogs battling him, and eventually they come up with it. Then Tompkinson goes down, but he was holding Hogarth's stick, and that could very well have been a penalty shot as Tompkinson, getting roughed up a little bit, was frustrating, grabbed the stick of Hogarth. As it's 5-on-3 when you're 2 men down in CLax. If you take another penalty, it is a penalty shot. The penalties do not stack. Triolo, that one's stopped easily by Roberts. Everyone's going after it. And Tompkinson, still on the floor, comes up with the loose ball in the crease. He's being tracked down, throws it to Ross Smith, but he wasn't ready for it. He's going to battle a nice little positioning play by Cody McMahon to allow Masters to come up with it. And here comes Guerin up the floor. Delayed penalty coming. They may as well just get a shot off because they've got a penalty shot coming anyway. So we're going to see a penalty shot. A chance for the Turf Dogs to tie it up. It was very close. It was only 6 seconds left in those penalties when the whistle was blown. But it did occur since it did occur earlier while the play, while the two men were in the penalty box, it would have been a penalty shot anyway, even if the penalties had expired. The players are telling the officials it's a penalty shot, and for some reason, Caden Pack is letting a player out of the box. Oh, okay,
so
of course.
Barrie got an illegal sub there.
One of the
a penalty
6 second
shot.
remaining penalties out, and the player who just got penalized will go in for the penalty. So he will serve the full 2 minutes. The penalty shot will erase one of the 6 seconds remaining. So big benefit for Durham as they will remain on the power play even after the penalty shot. And you might think Dylan Goddard, you might think Jesse Guerin, but they're sending out the veteran Josh Wasson to take this penalty shot. The veteran against the youngster. Wasson on Roberts. The odds decidedly in the favor of the shooter in a penalty shot in the cross. And here comes Wasson. Heads over to his shooting side. Couple of fakes. Tucks it in. Roberts got some of it, but Wasson finds a space between the body and the arm. And it's 2-2. And Durham will still be 5-on-3 for 6 seconds. And then they will go to the 5-on-4 power play. And they should start with the ball. I don't think there's a face-off. We're going to see whether they have the face-off or the power or the ball. Caden Pack has laid it down at mid-floor, so it looks like a face-off. Here comes Wasson. There's so little a goalie can do when the shooter has nobody harassing him. And you can see he just tucked that one in. And I was saying, maybe you go with Guerin or Goddard. Goddard is deadly on breakaways. Guerin's more of a spot shooter than a real breakaway guy. So Goddard might be the choice, but Wasson obviously very good at that, and he's taken his fair share over the years. Matt Giles used to play with Josh Wasson for the Peterborough Lakers, the head coach now of the Turf Dogs. Giles trusts his old teammate. Durham up 5-on-4 now. The 6 seconds left has expired in the Boucher penalty. He's out there on the penalty kill. Bounce shot by Hogarth. It's picked up, and McNulty is absolutely flattened in a sandwich out front. That was McMahon. And he goes after Colin Boucher, and McMahon's going to go to the penalty box, and we'll see if that does it. Does he take somebody with him? Just gets the roughing call, so a little lack of discipline by McMahon is going to cost the Turf Dogs their penalty, their power play. Here we go. You'll get another look at the huge hit in front. Boucher on the front side, or Janes on the front and Boucher on the back, and he just comes after Janes, who really just sloughs him off and gives him a shove away, and there goes McMahon. So we're 4-on-4 for minute 26, and then we will go to a shortened, abbreviated Blizzard power play. That ball is bouncing all over the place. Campbell comes up with it. Riley Campbell, bright yellow shoes and white helmet, gets it ahead to Hogarth. He misses wide. He's done that about 5 times in the first 3 games now. He does have 5 goals, though. He's doing all right. Here comes Caravello, directing traffic. Shane Scott with him. Teeter trailing. Penalty coming now to the Blizzard. We're not even 8-9 minutes into this game, and we have just a flow of players to the penalty box. Scott will move it over to Teeter. They're waiting for the extra attacker to come out. They're hesitant, but they should have one more man on the floor. Turf Dogs trapped the ball, and Barrie never did get the extra attacker, so Roberts just ran to the bench for a drink of water, as it turns out. He'll head back, and Barrie will have 33 seconds of 5-on-4, and then they'll actually go to 5-on-3 for 31 seconds, barring any scoring in the interim. Let us know who you think should be the 3 stars of the game. Tweet us at JVI Video. Use the hashtag 3stars. We'll be picking them late in the 4th quarter. Legal substitution to the Turf Dogs. Happens early in the season, but this is their 3rd game all at home. You'd think they'd be getting that under control. Teeter over to Caravello. He misses the quick stick, and Guerin picks it up. Hogarth running with him. What a lob pass by Gearin, and Hogarth's alone. He's got to finish this time, but he bounces it off the post. It comes back and hits him, and Maudsley grabs the loose ball. Blizzard down the other end. Teeter scores. Just a little twister there. Just a bit of a mix-up shot where he kind of pulls it across, and Masters leaves a bit of an opening, and it goes to 3-2 for the Barrie Blizzard.
6 for
Michael
22.
Teeter with his second goal of the game. Caravello with the assist. There's the shot. You can see he just kind of looks like it's going far side, pulls it back a little bit to the middle, and tucks it between the legs of Ryan Masters for the Blizzard lead. Pretty much what we expected was a back and forth, although the Turf Dogs have had big runs for and against them in their couple of games so far. Goddard with the defense just runs his man right into the boards. Coger now gets it out to Wiles, and they're going to set back up on the power play. They've got 15 on the shot clock, and they're still getting their power play personnel out there. Wiles just waiting up at the top, and they're down to 5 seconds to shoot. They pass it to Teeter. Masters with the save, and it's going to work out because Maudsley will get the ball back, but he loses it. Then covers it again. Riley Campbell just couldn't pick it up. Scott with the hard shot. Masters falls back, and the Blizzard watching to see if it's in. We're going to have the officials time out with 4:29 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a break for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with more CLax action on JVI Sports Network. going down
All right, fans, it's now time to wiggle for your win. So one lucky kid will be going home with a free pack of wings, courtesy of
Like one is the leave, one is the come back?
to get them, you have to show me your best dance
I'm
moves.
trying to remember
So
whether we
whoever has the
usually
best
do like
dance moves is going home with a free
intros
pound of wings.
as they go
All right,
and
get up and
home as
start
they come back, I
moving.
think.
Let's see those dance
So,
moves.
any idea who you're gonna get? Yeah.
All right, I see some people getting into it. These are good. Who wants to stick
And maybe Goddard or we did Gearing post game yesterday, so you might want somebody else. Jesse Gearing post game and Matt Giles at the half, the coach. So maybe Dylan Goddard or the coach, whatever. Don't get Thomas Hogarth. He's not very good on camera. He doesn't like to talk. You wearing your coat the whole time?
No, I'll probably take it.
Okay. You cold?
Yeah.
Right here. Goddard has one and Josh Wasson on the penalty shot. Yeah. Sorry. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. There is a big scrum at the center dot off this face-off. You didn't miss much. It was just a bunch of guys reaching down to battle for that ball, and eventually a call that the ball will go to the Barrie Blizzard, who lead 4-2. I'm Stephen Stamp bringing you this JVI presentation of Canadian Lacrosse League action. Spin by Wiles, shot, scores. Caleb Wiles, his third of the game, and he's doing them in a variety of ways. The last one, the outside low shot, and this one, just a little spin and heads to the net. They could score without him, but boy, Caleb Wiles makes a difference for this team because you can see he takes a little shovel pass from Teeter, just spins away. This is going to be a really nice look at the pass from Teeter, and Nevin Sullivan jumps out on Wiles, and I mean, if you leave him space, he'll shoot. If you jump out like that, he can make that spin move around you. Sullivan does need to get the cross-check position, get that stick horizontal. He came up very vertical. That long pass doesn't quite connect with Gillen thanks to the efforts of Triolo to get in the way. Just distracted him enough, but the Blizzard do have the ball in the offensive zone once again. Ross Smith watched by Riley Campbell. The Blizzard offensive players just kind of standing around for a while. Now they're starting to get some movement going, and then they all just clear out, and Gillen goes to the net and banks it off the far post. The Blizzard have hit a bunch of posts. Oh, and the Turf Dogs bench is going nuts. They want an illegal substitution call as Gillen was just stepping on the bench. Oh, and they're going to get one. I didn't see a hand raised in the air, but Gillen was just about to step onto the bench when another player stepped out and picked up the ball. It was very close because he was almost in the box. And I didn't see the hand go up until Matt Giles on the Durham bench started yelling. So the in-home Brad Levick will head across to serve that penalty for the Blizzard. And Durham with a power play and a chance to squeeze their way back in here. It's a 5-2 game. The difference for the Blizzard, the 3 goals from Caleb Wiles returning to the team after missing last weekend's opener.
Barrie penalty, a bench marking for illegal substitution coming at penalty 1-17. Barrie illegal sub at 1-17.
Ball bounces out and the Blizzard come up with it. Barrie with the ball up in the offensive zone. McLeod trying. He did make the cut through the split move between the two defenders, but then lost the ball just as he was breaking free. Dylan Goddard runs up the floor, gives it to McNulty, and the power play is on with Gearin up top. Goddard's down low, where McNulty often sets up on the crease for the quick stick. Oh, they try to feed the ball through, but can't quite get it to Wasson. Croak will pick it off the boards. Pass it up to Gearin with 5 to shoot. Goddard can't get it. A nice job by McLeod to just get a tip of a stick on it. Shot clock will expire, and it's Barrie possession with 50 seconds left in the penalty for illegal substitution. Again, if you're new to c-lax, you got 10 seconds to get across center floor. Then you have an additional 5 when you're shorthanded to get past the restraining line. Then you have to stay within it. Pete Rennie and Mike Triolo come for the double team. So the pass is to Wiles. They try and hit the cutter, but can't quite connect. Penalty coming. Holding to Pete Rennie as he grabbed on, realized he'd been beaten, and was about to give up a break right to the middle. I think it was Zach Tompkinson cutting to the net. We'll take a peek at it. Here we go. And there's the hard pass across to Wiles and looking for the give and go, but Rennie just kind of clamped on. Looked at the official, saw that he was caught, and just walked off to the bench penalty box. He knew he'd been caught. Shane Scott gives it off to Caravello. Hard shot, scores. Masters got quite a bit of it, but it ruffles his jersey, bounces through, and it's
22 from 6
to 2. Teeter with another assist. Gives him 4 assists on the day to go with 1 goal, and here it is. Caravello with the shot. It sounded like they said Teeter got the assist. I'm not quite sure why, unless he'd made the initial pass over. We'll have to see what the official story is when it goes up on the game sheet. Official Gord Brown is signaling that it's Blizzard ball. Durham wasn't ready for the face-off. They were trying to get their players in position. It took too long. Joe Wilson's complaining, but they're going to blow play in, and he's got to get back and play defense because Barrie had a couple of guys up in the offensive zone. Turf Dogs penalty to Pete Rennie, and it's 6-2 for Barrie with a chance to add more here. That ball skips away from Teeter, but not too far, so he's able to come up with it. You're going to have another look at the replay on that Caravello goal, because it was definitely not Mike Teeter passing it to him. It was a righty over on this side of the floor. So when we get a chance, we can take another peek, and we'll let the officials know. We like to make sure everyone gets their proper points. Fredenberg running into the offensive zone. He's inside the restraining line, passes it to Goddard, pass across, Hogarth, shot, save. We're going to have a high sticking penalty, so that will do it for the Blizzard power play. And an interference call, so we're going to have 2 penalties from 2 different officials. Gord Brown down low got the high stick on Mike Maudsley, and Boucher is going off for a second interference call called by Bill Fox. And that is one of the challenges when you've been off playing in the National Lacrosse League, like Colin Boucher has been, and then you come back to a league where more off-ball restraint is required. And we have a change of goalies for the Durham Turfdogs. Ryan Masters just strolling over to the bench, and Cole Murray has stepped between the pipes. So they were going to take a look at Cole Murray settling himself in. Just a quick little change. We're 4-on-4 for the next 47 seconds. And the Turf Dogs just lose the ball. Triolo just dropped it. Guerin is back. It's 2-on-1, but Triolo's making it a 2-on-2. Great hustle by the big man, Triolo, to not allow the pass across. And now the Turf Dogs are coming down 2-on-1. McMahon passes across. Croak misses the pass. Things are just not clicking for the Turf Dogs the way they were last night. Guerin gets it back. Wasson goes to set a pick, and up comes Croak. He'll take the pass. He's going to let it flip on. Oh, he's behind the back to Wasson and Guerin. Shot, scores. And Guerin has that deceptive little shot that looks like it's going over to his left side, and he just hooks it back a bit into the right corner.
9-21-18.
So the assist to Croak and Wasson on the goal by Guerin. And here we're going to see it. Nice little behind the back flip, and then Croak just, it's in and out of his stick. That is what Matthew Croak brings to the offense of the Durham Turf Dogs. And they come within 3 goals, 6-3. Colin Boucher is released from the penalty box. So we go 4-on-4 for the next 9 seconds, and then the Turf Dogs will go right back to the power play. So if they can get the face-off win, it'll be a big possession for them as they'll be able to hold on for a little bit. The officials are just taping down some of the turf. There's a spot there where they're stepping on right now that they're just putting some tape on because that spot does tend to come up a little bit. It's the only spot on this turf that lifts up, but it does it consistently. So they've got it taped down now, and hopefully it'll be all right. The lovely blue c-lax turf has been pretty solid for the most part. It's just in this building, it really is that one spot. There you see what Cole Murray has done last year. And I'm just hearing from a league official, there's 2 layers of tape, and they do hopefully have it tucked down now. There's a black rubber layer, or rubber plastic layer underneath the turf to provide some cushion. It's a pretty nice floor, actually, to play on. Fairly consistent, true bounce. And we're going to have a face-off as the ball got stuck just along between the turf and the boards. Just as I'm saying what nice turf it is. It gets caught. 6-3 for Barrie. We've got just over 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and Durham, of course, is on the power play. The officials, Gord Brown and Bill Fox, having a conversation as Caden Pack just applies a little tape, or reapplies some tape down in the corner. They're still talking as Coach Brad MacArthur of the Blizzard is looking for an explanation. He'll get it from Gord Brown. Now the officials discussing, and now Gord Brown's heading over to Matt Giles on the Durham bench, and Brad MacArthur may have convinced him of something here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few seconds. This play will be underway again shortly. Stay with us. All right, we're back underway, and they're not going to do a face-off. They're just going to throw the ball in the corner and have a do-over as everyone will fight for the ball. Oh, what a goal. Is that going to count? It is. Caleb Wiles, his 4th goal of the game. And, oh, my goodness, and then we have some pushing and shoving. Pete Rennie, who's ornery today, going after a Barrie player and getting into it. All 3 officials in to separate everyone, and Rennie's going to go to the box. And boy, Durham's had a great start to the season, a win in the opening game with 2.6 seconds left on a Jeff McNulty goal to give him a 1-goal win. Here's Scott coming through, and Caleb Wiles. Let's just watch the feed. It looks like he's good. Certainly the ball goes in. Oh, he was on the line. Look at that foot. Yeah, that should not have counted, and Durham's not going to be very happy. If they were looking up, run it one more time because Matt Giles is looking. Yeah, run it back. There you go. On the line, the toe. Great athletic play, though, by Caleb Wiles. That's incredible. I mean, that is a gorgeous goal. Shouldn't have counted, but still a gorgeous goal. His 4th of the day for Caleb Wiles. And Barrie gets the ball off the faceoff. Colin Boucher comes up with it. Watched by Josh Wasson. Everything going Barrie's way, but the save by Cole Murray. Ball pops away from Riley Campbell, but it should be picked up by Joe Wasson. He is rubbed out into the boards by Caravello. Perfect timing and a nice shot to hit him in the side. Pat Giles is agitated about Mike Gillen hitting somebody on the loose ball, but that is a rule. Someone within 9 feet of the ball can be hit. It's kind of a field lacrosse rule. Some nice pushing and shoving along the boards there, and there's a goal. Cody McMahon slips in as the Blizzard seem to be tied up elsewhere. A Blizzard player just stepping out of the box. It was 4-on-3. That's just a beauty of a shot. And now here's what was going along the boards. You can see there's Wasson running somebody over. Gillen runs over a player, and they did not like it. And there's Joe Wasson coming after us. The Wasson brothers, Josh and Joe. Oh, and Nevin Sullivan just missed the ball on that face-off as it popped just past him, and Barrie's going to come up with the ball. So we are 4-on-4. Just over a minute to go in the matching penalties. And about a minute away from officials' timeout territory. Koger with the long pass up to Caravello. 7-4 Barrie. Durham trying to creep back into this one. Moving pick by the Blizzard. Ball's going to go back the other way. Ball is loose, bouncing along. We've got a delayed penalty coming once again. Boy, this is moving towards record pace for penalties. Now they've got the extra attacker out there. McMahon, he was thinking about another one. Hogarth has it. He goes up to McMahon. 3 to shoot, so he'll let it fly. Rebound picked up. Goal. Scored on top of the crease. A lovely little play by Matt Croak. Croak just reaches in, grabs the ball. You can reach into the crease and pull it out. You can't just swat the ball in from the crease, but you can pick it up and toss it in. Croak sets himself in the crease, picks it up. It may have been out anyway. This is going to be a nice look, a little closer. Great job by Croak to pick it up and just deposit it at home. And it's 7-5, the Turf Dogs battling their way back in. 18 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And now they're going to redraw. Looks like Barrie had 5 players on the floor and Durham only had 3. So Durham's going to send another guy out, and Barrie has one heading off to the bench. 2-goal game. Things are heating up. The Turf Dogs starting to find their groove. But here's a break by Rob Koger. Nice job coming back to strip him of the ball by Joe Wasson. Sorry, it looks like that was actually Rob Clofer that made that strip. Nice defensive play by the big man from Barrie. Caravello. Little toe drag. Levick trying to get a shot. Teeter hard pass to Scott. Doesn't connect. Shot clock expires, but Durham had it anyway, and Joe Wasson will just bounce the ball ahead. Triolo. Oh, and there's a hit right in mid-floor to the face. That was Chad Levick getting right up into the face of Rob Clover right in front of 2 officials and nothing called. It's a bit of a shocker given that we've had, I can actually count how many penalties we've had in this game. Don't think we got to see it. There's a goal. Cody McMahon again. His second in short order, second in a couple of minutes. But yeah, we've had 10 penalties, and that check to the face doesn't get called. A bit of an odd one, but there's just a nice bouncer by McMahon. Goes for a long run. Nobody there to pick him up. Barrie with only Spencer James back there, and he was kind of parked on the crease, comes running out and a little bit late with the check. It's 7-6. Durham's within a goal. Barrie's been getting caught lately and having a little trouble defensively, which is strange. They are a very solid defensive club normally. Sullivan trying to strip the ball. He gets it loose eventually. Smith was trying to hold on. That's going to be Durham ball. That's a check in the back. Not enough to warrant a penalty. We are going to take the officials' time out. It is 7-6 for the Barrie Blizzard. 6:38 to go here in Durham, the home of the Turf Dogs. I'm Stephen Stamp, bringing you this JVI Sports presentation of Canadian Lacrosse League action. Come back and join us in about a minute and a half. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the General Motors Center here in Durham. And here we're going to see, there's the illegal shot by Boucher. That's going to turn the ball over, so Durham has the ball. We are 5-on-5, which hasn't happened a whole lot here in this game. Jesse Guerin rolling, passing down low. Goddard shoots, stopped. Goddard doesn't miss those very often. They want to get it back to him. There's McMahon going for the hat trick. Didn't have much on that shot. Roberts has no problem and makes the pass out. Here comes Tompkinson. Gives it off to Caravello. Pete Rennie, the late defender, running on there into your screen. There's a bouncer by Teeter. And he just finds a hole in Cole Murray and makes it 8-6. The Blizzard stopped the 3-goal run that was led largely by Cody McMahon with 2 goals and an assist. It's just going to be a simple little pass over to Teeter, who runs in. Nobody's able to get out on him in time. And he showed last year he's a pretty dangerous shooter. Barrie gets awarded the ball off the faceoff. Cody McMahon having quite a start to his CLax career. 4 goals and 4 assists in the first 2 games he played. There's Wiles with a shot that looks like it could have come from Teeter. He loves to set things up very similarly to Teeter, that stick low and behind him, well back, and take that low shot. Murray's able to stop this one. It's 8-6 Blizzard, 5.5 to go here in the half. I'm Stephen Stamp. This is CLax action from Oshawa. The Durham Turf Dogs trying to battle back in. Toe drag and a shot over the top. Can't quite find the back of the net. Croak looking for another one. He had his 3rd of the season today. Kloepfer gets the loose ball, a fresh 30. McNulty's going to fire low, but that was right in the stick of Roberts. Outlet pass, Jason Crawford, last year's championship game overtime hero. He's going to pass it over to Caravello. He misses the net. 3 Turf Dogs in a triangle to get that one, and they break out 4-on-3. See if they can take advantage of the numbers. Guerin, the pass across. Croak behind the back. They try to just tuck it home, but it gets away. Croak's got it back, though. Now he hits a cutter. But Vredenberg heard footsteps of Spencer James and kind of pulled his stick down. Wound up missing the ball and taking the hit anyway. Now Boucher is going to throw up, and now we've got a possession call. There may be a penalty to follow. Wes McDonald out on the floor just ran over I think it was Jeff McNulty that he flattened. No, it was Eric Schul. And Durham's got the ball. No penalty, but they do have possession. Trying to cut into this 2-goal lead. Triolo wants the ball, and he'll get it on the far side. Hogarth there with him. Sets the pick. Didn't get a chance to roll, so they're just going to throw it up top. And McMahon gets it over to Goddard. He's looking for the cutter. McMahon into the top of the crease to Hogarth. Triolo uses his reach to get it across. Bradenberg with a shot. He didn't really have anything to shoot at as Roberts was already there, but we are going to have an interference penalty. Looks like he's coming on the goaltender, or it's Wes McDonald. Wes McDonald strolling off to the bench, the penalty box. So the Turf Dogs trailing by 2 go to the power play. Durham does have 3 of the last 4 goals, but the last one coming from Teeter kind of slowed their momentum. See if they can get it back here. Barrie, of course, will try and kill this penalty. James and Boucher, that's 2 big men down low, and then Koger, another big guy up at the top. 4th penalty killer is McLeod, who looks fairly small. He's actually pretty solid. He and McNulty run into each other. That shot goes off of Koger's stick straight up into the crowd. A young fan is sprinting across to find that souvenir ball. He's already got one in one hand. Now he's double fisting on the souvenir balls. McNulty behind the net to Wasson. Methodical movement by the Turf Dogs to start this possession. Guerin back over to the far side. Hard pass across. Guerin thought about shooting for a second. Croak gives it back to Guerin. Now the shot by McNulty. He just pulls it near side a little bit wide late in the shot clock. McNulty does a nice job getting back to take away Levitt coming off the bench. The second and third quarter is the quick change quarter where the offensive guys are already in the inside the restraining line when they come off the bench, or almost, very close to it. Well, that ball bounces right back to Levitt, and Barrie will set up. 52 seconds left on their penalty to Wes McDonald. It's an interference call. Cole Murray falls into the net as he makes that save. He collapses back, and I think he's tangled up in the mesh. His helmet's off. His stick is caught in the mesh. Cole Murray, a bit of a mess right now. And he's still got to shake the ball out of his equipment, get the helmet back on. He'll give him a little time to get set up, and Durham will set up the power play, and we'll see what happens here. As Wiles goes, dives, tries a little cross-hander. Boy, this is an athletic play by Caleb Wiles. He's good on the crease this time, too. Twister crosses over and tries for the little backhand whip shot on the twister, and doesn't quite get it past Murray. Did knock him over, though. Triolo to McMahon. Triolo shoots. Oh, arm save. Nice shot by Vredenberg. Just tapping in that rebound. Johnny on the spot is Mark Vredenberg. He's got a power play goal. It's 8-7. Durham is not going away in this one. They pull within 1. We have a ton of parity in the Canadian Lacrosse League this year. Other than last night's 19-11 win for Durham over a really kind of lethargic Muskegon team, we've seen a lot of tight games, and this is another one. And that's just a beautiful shot by Vredenberg to grab the ball and quickly notice that he had a spot inside the post, and he's going to try and get another one. Roberts, though, comes across for the arm save. Vredenberg goes after it. Almost had the loose ball, but good work by the Blizzard, and they are able to come up with it. Vredenberg, certainly with his best shift of the season, with the goal, and then almost getting another one and almost getting the ball back. Just bounced away from him. Blizzard with the ball. We're at even strength, of course. That one goes wide. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. A 1-goal game, and Blizzard coming down to the Durham Turfdogs 3-on-1. Nevin Sullivan to McMahon, gets it back. He was thinking immediately about going over to Riley Campbell. Didn't have the ball quite in his stick, and it gets away from him. Roberts with the long pass. That's going to get away. Triolo going after it. He's got Caravello on him, but he controls the ball and heads back up the floor. Those long strides cover some ground for Triolo. And he gets it up to Goddard, heads to the bench. Guerin cutting to the middle, picked up by Caleb Wiles. Wiles not known as a defensive player, but he will pick up a man, as you have to do once in a while in CLax with the rules here. Shane Scott watching Guerin. Guerin scores! Gorgeous shot to tie it up. Jesse Guerin once again looking far side, pulling it back near side, going over the shoulder, looked like of Colin Boucher.
966.
Assist coming to Hogarth. And that's just a great shot by Jesse Guerin. My goodness, this kid is on a roll. You're going to see it. We'll have a nice couple of looks here. There's Vradenberg throwing it across, and whoa, that was quick. This one might show it a little better. There's Boucher stepping out, and Guerin just goes over the shoulder. I cursed Graham Bergsma in his return to the league last week as we talked to him. I was chatting with him before the game. He said, yeah, you guys are pumping my tires, and then I was awful. And he was. He did not play well in that game. Great player. He will be very good for them, but wasn't last week. That one skips away. The pass from Teeter off the stick of Levick and up into the mesh. It's Durham ball. And today, Colin Boucher not having his best game. He's got a few penalties, and that one right over his shoulder and over the shoulder of Roberts. There's Guerin trying the same thing again. Misses this time. It's over and back, but won't be called because Crawford runs onto it. Here comes Croak. That's a nice shot by Crawford, but Murray just gets enough of it. A battle along the boards. Guerin going hard after it. Levick trying to get the ball. He eventually loses it. Almost had it. And now we're going to have a timeout with 15.9 seconds to go. Durham gets possession and takes their first half timeout. They're going to try and go ahead. And that's not something that you would have really foreseen earlier in this half, as Barrie was really kind of having their way with the Turf Dogs. But Durham with 5 of the last 6 goals, including a pair by Cody McMahon, one each by Matt Croak, Mark Vradenberg, and Jesse Guerin. So the Turf Dogs setting up for the final offensive possession. And there you see Brad MacArthur working with his defensive group, showing them what he wants. Derek Collins offering his input. Here we're going to take another look at the last Guerin goal. Just stepping to the side. Oh, what a shot. Just off the inside of the post. Takes the push from Boucher, but it's too late. There's Coach Todd Richard. Well, that's Daryl Gibson, actually, the defensive coach. Todd Richard down at the other end of the bench. They look very similar from behind. Very similar head patterns. That is not a lot of hair in that Peterborough coaching staff. Pretty young group of guys to have 3 bald coaches, but sharply dressed, though. Matt Giles, Daryl Gibson, and Todd Richard all looking good on the bench. Brad MacArthur, very professional. Of course, Derek Collins, a bit of a clothes horse for the Blizzard. He's always looking pretty sharp. 8 seconds left. Durham starts to move in. No, they're still taking their time. Only 5 seconds to go as they start to cut in. 2 seconds. They may not even get, they're not going to get a shot off. Goddard actually takes it, but it's just after the buzzer goes. So a little bit late starting for the Turf Dogs, and they kind of waste that final opportunity after setting it all up on the timeout. The score 8-8 after 15 minutes of play. Kerry Ohm is downstairs and is going to be trying to grab a member of the Barrie Blizzard to have a little chat before we head off to break for halftime. And then she's going to try and grab one of the Durham Turf Dogs as they return from their locker room for the second half. So make sure you come back a little bit before the end of the half, before the end of the halftime break. And Kerry Ohm is looking for the coach, Brad MacArthur. Big smile. He's saying, no, I don't really want to talk to you. So Derek Collins, former National Lacrosse League and Major Series Lacrosse goalie, and a Barrie Blizzard member for a while, is on the floor with Kerry Ohm. Kerry, take it away.
Okay. Caleb Wiles wasn't in the game last week, but he's been pretty big this game so far. How big is he for your team?
He's huge. I mean, offensively, he's our best player. It's just you got to keep his emotions in check. He gets a little emotional at some point, but, offensively, talent-wise, he's the best we got.
And you guys led pretty much all the way through the first half, but Durham kind of clawed their way back. What adjustments do you guys need to make in the second half to get that lead again?
I just got to pick our spots better on offense. I find we're rushing the ball a bit. I mean, it's a game of runs. So, I mean, we went on a run early. They came back. So, we'll see. It's all square.
All right, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
And we will go to a break. We'll be back in about 11 minutes when Carrie meets up with a member of the Durham Turfdogs. Make sure you join us. I'm Steven Stamp, bringing you JVI Sports video, Sports production. Oh my God, JVI Sports presentation of the Canadian Lacrosse League from the Oshawa General Motors Center. Come back. I'll get better, I swear. Well, welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Canadian Lacrosse League Action. I am Steven Stamp with JVI Sports, and we are bringing you this game. Let us know who you think should be the 3 stars. Tweet us at JVI Video, and everyone's out on the floor. We're not going to be able to get Carrie home with one of the Turf Dogs, but we will have a look at one of the goals from the first half. This, I believe, is going to be the Vredenberg goal right on there. You can see he grabs the ball, and you can't bat the ball in CLax Canadian Lacrosse League, but he did get enough of a cradle. It was actually a lot closer on the replay than I thought originally, as I thought he'd picked it up pretty and really shown control and tapped it in, but it was actually very close to just batting it in, but did get enough control, and it's called a good goal. It's 8-8, Durham and Barrie. Durham 2-0 to start the season. They want a 3-game home winning streak, and they're going to get a chance here as McCrory will pick up the ball off the face-off, give it off to Pete Rennie, and they go towards the net. Pass across, quick shot, but Sullivan can't find the back of the net. He flattens his man, but a nice pass laying on the turf by Ross Smith. He is just a gritty player. So tough, such a good team player, and that's the kind of play he'll make. He'll take the big hit, control the ball, and just get it to a teammate. Now Tompkinson with the ball. That one's knocked down. Jesse Guerin picks up the loose ball off his own forced turnover, and Durham heads up the floor. And there's a goal for Durham. They streak down the floor, and Pete Rennie tucks it home. Usually a defender, not really known for his offensive prowess. We're going to take another look, as that one really came pretty suddenly. Oh, we're back underway. There's the face-off right there, and it's peeled out by Mike Triolo. Goes back to Cole Murray, still in the game after replacing the starter Ryan Masters, and he's running out of time on the 10-second clock, so he just flings it the length of the floor. It's picked up by his counterpart Neil Roberts, and Colin Boucher will run the ball up into the offensive zone, gives it to Mike Teeter. There's the pass across, doesn't get through. Riley Campbell trying to come up with it, it falls to the ground. And eventually it's knocked out, and Dylan Goddard says thank you very much, picks it up. He's got Riley Campbell on the far side. Passing lane taken away, but he gets it over to Joe Wasson. His shot stopped by Roberts. Campbell on the forecheck. Little flip pass. Wiles throws it ahead. And Wes McDonald is one-on-one with Hogarth. Passes across to Caravello. Saved by Cole Murray. Durham may have got away with a little check from behind. Thomas Hogarth kind of knocking Tompkinson over there. Wasn't vicious, but may have been enough for a change of possession. Guerin, cross to Hogarth, twister, saved by Roberts. And Roberts, who's been left alone for some of the goals he's given up, has been pretty solid, the young netminder. Actually, no, the Caleb Wiles goal where he jumped and tucked it in, where it was in the crease. Here comes Barrie back the other way after the ball is turned over. The last Wiles goal. Ball bounces away. It's going to be picked up on the far side. Cody McLeod gives it off to Teeter. Goddard picks him up. The pass right on the crease. Caravello behind the back misses. Nevin Sullivan tries to knock that ball down and pick it up, but it winds up in the stick of Levick. Sullivan keeps working hard, and that allows Goddard to come up with it. Goddard is Johnny on the spot, picking up loose balls. He's running down there, 2-on-4. Goes to the net, stopped by Roberts. Goddard, a great finisher, but with the checking and the 2-on-4 situation, may have wanted to pull that one out. Tompkinson, shot saved by Murray. Nice save by Murray. You can see the difference in the position of the benches there as Tompkinson got a head start on Triola, who just couldn't catch him. Teeter swim move. McMahon tapping away on defense. Murray with another save. The pass out to Triolo. He reaches up and takes that one. Triolo spin move, tries a bouncer up into the mesh. There's a pass across. Dustin Caravello passes the ball across. Caleb Wiles has the ball. Steps in the crease, and they got that one. Wiles gives a little check in the back. No call. They already had the ball, so Vredenberg just gets things rolling. Goddard passed down behind the crease, behind the goal line, extended to McNulty, who gets it to Guerin up top. Pete Rennie gives it back to Guerin. Rennie scores a goal, and now he's out there in a regular offensive shift. He's becoming an offensive machine. Passes it down. It's a bit low for McNulty. Wes McDonald with the loose ball. Koger's running it up the floor. Now he passes. Sure, there's Mike Gillen with the loose ball, and it's McDonald now making the pass. He gets it over to McLeod. Nice little touch pass. Lobbed over to the defender. Teeter, one-on-one with Campbell. Gets a pick. Gets it back. Bounces one off the post. It's going to be Barrie ball, and I don't know how Teeter saw where he was shooting that because he just kind of reached out around the defender and somehow came within about an inch and a half of scoring a goal on it. Mike Teeter with great touch. Scott just can't find anyone to pass to. He's going to flip it behind him. Levick now looking to pass. Gets the shot instead. Murray stopped that one short side. A couple of Turf Dogs go in. Levick steps around them, hoping to get the ball as it bounced out, but it goes to Caravello. Still Blizzard possession. And Mike Gillen will go join them for the offensive set. Illegal substitution coming to Barrie. Dustin Caravello's a little confused. Is Caden Pack making the call? It looked to me like the Barrie player was actually in the change box when Caravello stepped on the floor. I don't know if we can get another look at that. I'm not sure if it was on camera because it was kind of away from the play. But instead, we're going to take a look at the history of Brad MacArthur. What a year this man has had. Won the Creators Cup Championship in 2015 with Barrie. Helped Israel become 4th in the world at the World Indoor Lacrosse Championship. For that, he was named the Mort Barossa Award for Man of the Year winner. Big year for MacArthur in 2015. He'd love to get things rolling with some success here with Barrie again in 2016. They're 1-0. Durham is 2-0. The only two undefeated teams in the league. Is that going to be over and back? It is. Guerin can't get there. He'll just stand there and cover the defender, the offensive player, coming out for Barrie. He's ready for a change. No, he actually was just calling everyone to come and help him on the defense. Barrie will start with the ball up high in the stick of Dustin Caravello. Barrie shorthanded. Degradon gets inside the restraining line. They got to stay inside there now. Splits the D. But nice little check by Guerin, though. Pops it loose. The ball rolls out. They don't call the over and back. And Wiles almost got the ball out of it, and that would have been a dangerous play if he'd come up with it. It's the ball, not the player, and the ball looked like it rolled out over the line. But Durham comes up with the ball, so no harm, no foul. And Durham goes to the power play. They lead 9-8 on the goal by Pete Rennie here in the third quarter. There's a shot by Vredenberg trying to get his second. And eventually Roberts comes up with the ball. A little update on the scoring. Caleb Wiles with 4 goals for Barrie. Michael Teeter with 3 goals and 2 assists. He's looking for the 4th, the save by Murray. Nice little slip dodge there by Jesse Guerin, and he gets it over to Thomas Hogarth. Caravello with a goal and 2 assists. There's a shot by Hogarth wide. Goes into the backside of the mesh. Roberts zips around to come up with it. And here come the Blizzard the other way. Durham scoring 2 goals and an assist each for Guerin and McMahon. A goal and 2 assists for Josh Wasson. His goal coming on the power play. We're going to have a turnover, and Durham will go back the other way. We're already halfway through the third quarter. We're into officials' timeout territory. McNulty jumps to try and grab that ball in quick step, but it just gets away from him. Turf Dogs surround the Barrie player. He bounces it out, but it's going to roll straight to Matt Croak. The penalty is over. Chad Levick, the in-home, comes back out. Goddard with the big check right in the chest. A pick by McNulty on Koger. Matt Giles doesn't like the moving pick call after Koger was abusing his man. But I think it's an accurate call. We're going to take the officials' timeout. At 6:57 to go here in the third quarter, I'm Steven Stamp. It's JVI Sports presentation of Canadian Lacrosse League action. We'll be right back. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the General Motors Center here in Oshawa, Ontario. The score 9-8 for the Durham Turfdogs over the Barrie Blizzard, the only two undefeated teams in CLax as we're into the second week of action in the league in 2016. It has been a great start to the season. Excellent games last night. Durham 19-11 over Oswego, the only non-close game. There's Wiles with another little slip dodge past Eric Schul. Now Schul's getting into it with Wiles, but the save by Cole Murray. Here's Gearin at the other end, shoots. Neil Roberts nods to say he's got it tucked between his arm and hip, as it were. And we go the other way. Gearin thought pass on to the far side, then thought he saw some space on the near side, but nice save by Roberts. Teeter now has it. Let us know. Here's Levick. He's going to rip, scores! Chad Levick ties it up. Looked like he was going sidearm and then just tucked down really low and ripped one across the turf, skips it in. Michael Gillen with the setup and Chad Levick with the finish to tie things up. 6:20 to go in the third. We're all even. There's the pass. Levick looking high and then goes sidearm. It was all a little higher than I was thinking. But yeah, looking over the top. Sees the stick up in the shooting lane. Drops down to sidearm. Nice shot by Levick. Finds the hole. There haven't been many on Cole Murray, but they find one. Blizzard will get the ball off the faceoff, and they're all even, 9-9. Again, a very close game. Two more games coming tomorrow. These Barrie Blizzard will be at home to the Oswego Demons in another rematch of the Creators Cup Championship from last year. I'll have the call on Rogers TV. Going to the net, Caravello. I don't know if Cole Murray got that or if it went off the post. Murray seemed to be a bit slow responding, but the save was made anyway. Hogarth with the pass forward. Goddard hits a cutting Vredenberg. He throws on the brakes, gets it over to Croak. Croak throws about 4 fakes, and Roberts had them all, so he comes around. Spins again, dives, scores. What a goal, Matt Croak. What a play. Matthew Croak runs around behind the net. We got to watch this from early on if we can, as he throws all the fakes. Neil Roberts just stays with him, so he runs around behind the net. Here it is. There's a couple of fakes. Spin move, comes back, jumps up, tucks it over Roberts. What a beauty pass by Vredenberg to start it all off. And just the spin move. We're missing the start of the play because that was worth seeing a couple of times. And everyone's just battling for the loose ball. Boucher comes up with that shovel pass. A little too far for McLeod, but it goes straight over to Mike Gillen. 10-9, the Turf Dogs answer. There's a save by Murray. Pass up to Riley Campbell. He's being chased down by Roscoe Smith. Hogarth. Pass down to the crease. Guerin shoots. What a save! Neil Roberts. Save of the game. As Guerin thought he had that near post. And Roberts just swung the stick and arm up to get it. Like I said, I will have the call of the Barrie game tomorrow on Rogers TV on a delayed broadcast, but it will be live on CLax 1. There's Gillen to the net, saved by Murray. Murray's been sharp. It will be on CLax 1. Matthew Kirk will have the call of that game, so you can watch it live as Barrie takes on this weekend. And at the same time, at 2 p.m. start, Spencer Tangay will be down at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines. Goddard with the shot, saved by Roberts. He's stepping up. That 2 o'clock start on CLax 2. As Niagara takes on this weekend in a rematch of last night's game. That was a hard-fought 14-11 win. Wiles trying to get to the net. Eventually he's stripped. Initial check by McNulty, and then Rennie comes in and knocks the ball loose. Now Rennie running the floor inside the restraining line. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Josh Wasson. Pass across behind the back by Croak. He's feeling it, but he just missed the net that time. Croak with a couple of goals. Wasson, hard pass across. Goddard, pass to Croak. What a save, Neil Roberts! Oh, we need to do a little montage of those last couple of Neil Roberts saves. That pass to Crawford doesn't connect, and it's scooped up by Sullivan. Big bang, by Clover. And he hangs on to the ball, but he stepped into the crease. And we'll give it up, but Clover taking the hits and holding on to the ball. Nice job, but he was kind of banged in. You can't really blame him for stepping just on the edge of the crease. He'll stay out and play defense. Caravello with the ball, 10-9 Turf Dogs. We're to 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm Steven Stamp, CLax action on JVI Sports, along with Carrie Ohm, bringing you this game. She's our in-game host today. Stick with us after the game ends. We'll have our 3 stars of the day, and Carrie will be down for an interview with a player or coach from the winning team, which is still very much up in the air at this point. Guerin takes a little shovel pass from Bradenburg. Turf Dogs getting their offensive personnel out and being very careful about the changes. Caden Pack has been precise. He's been consistent. That's what you want. There's a goal. Saying he's really been calling it tight on the changes. And that's a beautiful pass by Jesse Guerin to spring Bradenburg sliding down the slot. And he tucks it home.
9.
Former Niagara Lock Monster. A little slow to get rolling this season with the Turf Dogs in his first game and a half or so, but he's really been picking things up, and this is a beauty. As Bradenburg just cuts to the net, and a twister to go on the near side when it looked like he was going to have to shoot far side. What a pass by Jesse Guerin. Cody McLeod will come up with the loose ball off the faceoff. It's 11-9 Turf Dogs. So some updates. Croak with a couple of goals now, as does Jesse Guerin and Cody McMahon and Mark Bradenburg joining the club. 4 2-goal scorers for the Turf Dogs. The Blizzard scoring really dominated by their big 2 of Teeter and Wiles. There's a shot from Scott trying to get in on the action. Shane Scott, who had 6 goals last week, none today, just a single assist. Wiles straight over the top. Pete Rennie looking for a breakaway. Shane Scott's hustling. He's fast. Rennie doesn't quite pick the ball up. Roberts goes after it. Rennie hits him, and Goddard has the whole net to go after. Roberts is going to hit Goddard. It's a smart play by Rennie to tie up the goalie. It knocks the ball loose. And Rennie will have a chat with Neil Roberts, who comes out to say something to him. That's an easy goal for Dylan Goddard. And probably some questionable judgment by Roberts going after that loose ball in the corner when Rennie was getting there and he was already being chased by one of Roberts' teammates. Now, Roberts has been spectacular at times today. Let's see how he bounces back from a few tough goals. You can see he goes out, and it's actually Roberts that initiates contact with Rennie when we watch the replay. You can see Rennie's coming down. He braces. It's Roberts that throws the check, not even Rennie. So, oh, what a tap play up ahead to Vredenberg. Great play there by Joe Wasson. Little change of pace by Vredenberg, and Hogarth flies and scores. Great shot. That's Rob Kloepfer. I believe that is Kloepfer's first goal in the Canadian Lacrosse League. I'm just going to double check. Yes, his first point in the Canadian Lacrosse League for Rob Kloepfer. What a shot. You're going to see him just let this rip from way outside, but he saw that he had a bit of a screen, a 3-on-2, and he just lets it go. Congratulations, Rob Kloepfer, and welcome to the CLax scoring charts. That'll be it for Neil Roberts. Rance Vigneux is going to come in. Vigneux was sensational in the first quarter of Barrie's opener against Oswego, kept the Blizzard in it when they were struggling defensively a bit through the first half, and then had a few struggles in the second half as Oswego kind of battled back into it after Barrie had pulled ahead, but he's showed some real promise here in his young CLax career. Ross Smith pulls the ball out on the faceoff, but it's picked up by Goddard. 3-on-1. Guerin, oh, what a save by Vigneux. Welcome to the game, Rance Vigneux. Facing Jesse Guerin, the league's leading scorer, naked on the crease, and he makes the save. Teeter stopped by Cole Murray at the other end. Rennie and Teeter go after it. Teeter gets the ball. Now it pops out, and a big hit by Hogarth. Teeter double teamed by the big defenders, but Barrie comes out with the ball. Shane Scott fakes the handoff. Now he passes over to Teeter. Lob pass. McCrory going after him. Shovel pass back. It gets away from Maudsley, who was looking to move with the ball before he had it fully. Great pickup by Pete Rennie. He's going to go in. Scott's hustling back. Rennie's going to shoot. Save by Roberts, by Vigneux. I tell you, Roberts had some great saves, then had a bit of a tough run, giving up some goals, but Vigneux stepped in and added some more highlights. Here's lots of pressure from Barrie, and Teeter kind of got a man checking on his hands and wasn't able to get much on that shot when he had some space. 4 straight goals for the Turf Dogs as they pull ahead 13-9, and a penalty coming to Barrie. It's 6-on-5. Actually, no referee has their hand up in the air. It's 5-on-5, but the goalie has gone to the bench. There's a shot. That one goes wide. Oh, it's the end of the quarter. Never mind. But they never sent the extra attacker out. So it's very, very confusing as they sent the goalie to the bench but didn't get the extra attacker out. But a 13-9 lead taken by the Turf Dogs with 4 straight goals in the final 6 minutes of the third quarter. We're going to take a break. I'm Steven Stamp for JVI Sports, presenting the Canadian Lacrosse League. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, lacrosse friends. We're going to take another look at Rance Vigneault's welcome to this game. He has literally been in the game for about 20 seconds. And here comes, well, we're going to the face-off. But I'll tell you, he was in the game. The ball goes to Jesse Guerin, naked on the crease. Fakes far side, pulls it back near side. Vigneault, who's obviously been paying attention to what Jesse Guerin did yesterday and has done so far today, hugged the near post with it. Got a stick up there, made a great save. He had a couple of really nice saves after Roberts had a couple as well. But the Durham Turfdogs are on a 7-1 run. They were trailing 8-6. And they have just lit it up. And here they come again. Sullivan just runs over to the far side. Triolo, swim move, gets around Teeter. Normally the swim move, you kind of bring your stick across in front. There's a shot and a save by Vigneault and Nevin Sullivan. But Triolo, being about a foot taller than Michael Teeter, just took the stick right over top of Teeter's head and then went in towards the net. But he was turned aside by Vigneault, who's been very sharp as he's returned to action here. He was their starter last week. I'm Stephen Stamp with this JVI Sports presentation of Canadian Lacrosse League action. A 4-goal lead for the Turf Dogs. And it remains after the quick shot by Caravello as Cole Murray goes post to post. Triolo picks up the loose ball, avoids going in the crease, and will lob it ahead to Riley Campbell. He of the bright yellow shoes. Green, yellow, greeny yellow. I'm asking the crew here, what do you guys think? Green or yellow, his shoes? Riley Campbell's shoes, are they yellow or green? The guy with the bright shoes, number 11 for Durham. Okay, Alex Frauzo, our director, saying yellow. Really, what number? The guy with the bright yellow shoes. Jason Crawford has just flattened Jesse Guerin, who was slow getting up earlier in the game once after the goaltender landed on him, and he's looking a little the worse for wear now. So here's behind the play, the battle for the loose ball out in front, and this is where Triolo's going to get it. And you see a Barrie player being flattened in the background, and now here's Guerin. He's standing there, and he gets a whack on the hand, and he wants a slashing call. You're not supposed to really be slashing like that. And now here goes a 6-on-5. No, it's a penalty. Okay, it's 6-on-5, and a penalty coming to the Turf Dogs. The low ref, Gord Brown, down to our right on the screen, just out of screen, has called it. 3 seconds to shoot. Shane Scott will let it fly. Saved by Murray. The Blizzard trail by 4, but they'll go to the man advantage and try to tie things up. Courtney McMahon heading off to the box. McMahon, who took... Oh, he hasn't taken a penalty. It was Radenberg with the early penalty. No, that was illegal substitution. I take it all back. Yes, McMahon did have a roughing penalty in the first quarter when he just ran after he got double. He was sandwiched by Janes and Boucher and just went and ran in to Spencer Janes afterwards and got a roughing call. That shot goes wide by Levick. It's going to go right into the Durham bench. And Pete Rennie passes the ball to Thomas Hogarth, and he takes off with it. Gord Brown is going to call it. They have to go back and start things at mid-floor. It's a great little play if you can get away with it, but I'm pretty sure you just can't hit the guy on the fly with a pass from the bench as he's running into the offensive zone. Let us know what you think, who you think should be the 3 stars. There's a lot to choose from today. Tweet us at JVI Video, hashtag 3 stars. Guerin running back on D with Crawford running down on him. Teeter gets the pass and Guerin goes over. The save by Cole Murray. Think about Cole Murray. He has been fantastic since coming into the game. Durham shorthanded. Guerin running the ball. Gets it over center. Now he's got 5 seconds to get it over the restraining line. And he's facing 4 white shirts. He's going to fake a shot, turn back around. Passes it, Cutter, Goddard, saved by Vigneault, or the post. I think it was crossbar. And now breaking out is Dustin Caravello. Nice catch, reaching back over the shoulder. Hustled by Vredenberg. Alters the shot, and Cole Murray makes the save. Here come the Turf Dogs, shorthanded back the other way. Goddard, toe drag, covered nice of it. Now he gets by Caravello, but Caravello recovers to knock it loose. Fake behind the back shot, over the back by Croak. Now he passes across to Rennie. You're going to have an over and back call. You're not allowed to come outside that restraining line area. We have 11:11 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Turf Dogs shorthanded for another 16 seconds, but they've got a 4-goal lead. Here come the Turf Dogs, where the ball's picked up by Wiles. Throws it down the floor. We're back to even strength with McMahon coming out of the box and immediately rushing into the corner. He'll go join the defense, and Colin Boucher sets up at the top of the Barrie O. Teeter shoots, saved by the stick of Murray. Ball bounced out. McDonald going after, but can't come up with the ball. Hogarth is going to run after it. Levick is checking him. They're going to get there about the same time. Both of them a little slow towards the end of their shifts. Neither able to really turn on the Jets. Levick comes up with it. Long pass ahead to Caravello. Schul on him. He flips it around behind his back to Wiles. Got away, but they come up with it. Wes McDonald over to Caravello. He gets it to Wiles. Toe drag shot well wide on the far side. Ball went up into the mesh, so it's going to be, no, they're going to call a off-ball check on Eric Schul, knocking down Dustin Caravello. Now, Schul just gives him a friendly little punch in the shoulder. Michael Gillen comes over and lets Schul know, and then a cross-check by Schul down on Caravello's hand. They hit the cutter behind the back shot by Wiles. That one goes wide. Comes straight out to Gillen. Klopfer on him knocks, the ball's passed to Wiles. He tries to hit a cutter, goes to Teeter. Penalty coming to the Turf Dogs. Picked up shot. No goal. Gillen almost with a spectacular play. And an interference call. Going to see if we have another look at it. It may have been kind of a cumulative penalty for Eric Schul, who was just harassing the Barrie players. And he's going to head to the box. Durham is kind of handing the Blizzard some opportunities. Blizzard not yet taking advantage of them. Still a 7-1 run for the Turf Dogs, including the last 4 goals. Maudsley, the pass across doesn't connect. It's tracked down, and Shane Scott will come back in with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Wiles behind the back. Teeter fires. That one doesn't get through. Rennie goes down. 1 second to shoot. Wiles gets the shot off, but it's stopped by the Cole Murray. Lands up in his gear. Thinking about the long pass. He makes it. Triolo, 2-on-1. He's got Guerin with him. Fakes the pass. Oh, just goes over the top. Vigna stayed with him. It was the right play because the defender definitely played pass. So Triolo pulls it through and shoots, but couldn't quite bury it. There's a save on Tompkinson at the other end, and Triolo picks it up. Out to Guerin. He gets it to him now. Riley Campbell accepts the pass from him. Minute left in the penalty to the Turf Dogs. Campbell throws it across to Hogarth. Spencer Janes, the captain, picks him up. Guerin cuts to the middle. He wanted the ball. Hogarth thought that he was covered by Scott, and Guerin didn't think so. He's ridden to the ground, still holding on to the ball. Can't come up with it on the toe drag. It pops loose, and Smith will get the ball. 40 seconds left on the penalty. Blizzard are going to move it up. Smith gives it off to Levick. Dustin Caravello's already up there. Now Teeter, Maudsley, and you would assume Wiles. Yes, here comes Caleb Wiles, 5th man on the floor for the Blizzard. Teeter will give it to him. Wiles back to Teeter. Levick can't handle the pass. 7 to shoot. Teeter's going to flip it behind him, and Wiles will fire a bouncer. Almost found the net on that one, but it's just a little bit over the crossbar. Thought shot clock expires, and Durham will be able to kill the final 8 seconds of Schul's penalty. Go back to even strength. So the Turf Dogs kill back-to-back interference penalties, and now they've got the ball, and they're taking their time setting things up. Goddard is going to step around. Thought about shooting, but no lane, so he goes to McNulty. It gets through Vigneault, but it's sitting behind him. Just sitting there on the turf. The Turf Dogs couldn't get to it. A Barrie Blizzard player does pick it up. You can, again, pick the ball up in the crease and pull it out, or just pick it up and flick it in. You just have to control the ball. We saw the play earlier where Mark Vredenberg just barely controlled it enough. I originally thought it was a good goal. I watched the replay and I thought he may have just batted that one in. At this point, it's not really mattering because the Turf Dogs are up by 4. We will have the officials' timeout at the next break. You may have noticed the red light on over in the officials' box. We're going to see it again right there, the light showing up. That means officials' timeout at the next stoppage. Big hit on the far side by Gillen. Triolo looking to shoot, goes low and bounces it off the foot of Rance Vigneault. Gillen picks it up. And Jason Crawford is off to the races. Now they're going to slow it down a bit. 6.5 minutes for the Blizzard to get something rolling. There's a shot. Cole Murray had to be sharp on that one as Scott released it quickly. That low skipper stopped by Murray. Tompkinson causes the turnover. Now some hard work by Nevin Sullivan to try and get it back, but Tompkinson controls the loose ball. Teeter takes it from Smith and heads towards the net. Jesse Gearin racing after Teeter to pressure him. Crawford passes it back, and Shane Scott will try and get a shot off. They're going to go back to Crawford. They've got 6 to shoot. Scott, watched by McMahon. Nice angle take by McMahon to take away that low cut. You can see Scott wanted to draw him up and cut down low, and McMahon, perfect angle. It's going to be the officials' timeout. 5:47 to go, 13-9 for the Turf Dogs. I'm Steven Stamp with Carrie Ohm, bringing you CLax action on JVI Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are taking a look at our play of the game. Matthew Croak takes the pass, a bunch of fakes, comes around, fake, spin back, jump up, chuck it in. Matthew Croak with the play of the game for the Durham Turf Dogs, who lead 13-9. Durham with the ball, moving it around. There's Hogarth in front, loses the ball. Janes knocks it loose in concert with Rob Koger. There's Koger for the double team. Hogarth still manages to hold on to the ball, but the shot clock about to expire, so he just drops it by the feet of Neil Roberts, of Rance Vigneault, the backup goalie. There's a save by Murray. He has been really solid for these Durham Turf Dogs. There's Jesse Gearin. He's got Riley Campbell with him, passes it to him. Ross Smith running out. Campbell chases after him. Smith changes directions a couple of times. Just drops it on the floor. Nice play to get it to Levick, who goes over to Wiles. He tries to go to the net, shovels it over. That one gets a free, and Nevin Sullivan picks it up. He's got McCrory ahead. Breakaway for McCrory. He's looking back, shoots off the post. Clofer goes after it. It was Clofer that made the pass. Tell you, Rob Clofer having a nice game here today and got his first CLax goal. Durham will start with the ball. Once again, Joe Wasson has it. Goes over to McNulty on the far side. Durham getting a bit methodical here. They don't have to rush anything. Vredenberg drives down. He's had a terrific game with 3 goals and an assist. Just looking solid all over. And there goes Triolo, the big man, landing hard in the crease. He's up, but slowly going back down the floor. Teeter down to McDonald. McDonald bounce pass over to Caravello. Teeter's going to let it fly. No, he's going to pass it behind the back shot. Tompkinson couldn't find the net. Joe Wasson takes a nice little pass there and heads up the floor. 4 white shirts around him, and Wasson will just get it back over to his brother Josh. 3:24 to go. Still a 4-goal lead for the Turf Dogs. They scored the last 4 goals of the game. McMahon to Campbell, who had a glorious chance, but the save by Vigneault. Caravello comes up with it. Campbell brings the stick down on Levick's shoulder. He moves it over to Caravello. Crawford to Gillen. He spins and gets a pick. Rolling to the net. Cody McLeod throwing some big picks. There's a shot by Caravello. Cole Murray once again with the big save. Goddard will slow things down a little. It's 1-on-5. Penalty coming to the Blizzard. That may be the end of their chances unless they can put together some shorthanded goals, as Durham will be able to pretty much kill the power play, as it were. They've got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Hogarth fakes. Croak pass across. McNulty missed the chance for the quick stick. Shot clock will expire. So with 2:13 to play and a 4-goal lead, the Turf Dogs will go to the power play. You expect them to take their time and look to lock away their third straight win of the year, all 3 games at home. Barrie with the season opening win in a Creators Cup rematch last week, but they're going to drop tonight. Follow us on Twitter. You can see at JVI Video, at CLax League. There's some hashtags for you. I'm at StampLax, at Stamp LAX. Follow me too. I have lots of CLax information and NLL and summer. I'm an editor at IL Indoor. Plenty of great content there. ILindoor.com. Go follow it. Check us out every day for the best in lacrosse coverage. Croak up to Triolo. Guerin has it, 15 to shoot. Behind the back pass knocked away by Koger, but McNulty tracks it down. Big hit by Boucher, who then runs over McNulty but lost the ball. Triolo gets it. Boucher on him. Croak tries to make the pass around his back. Shot clock runs out anyway, just 1:40 to play in the game. Roberts with the long pass to Caravello. Watched by Clofer. Caravello shoots a little wide. Comes straight out to Teeter. No, he misses it. They're going to say a fresh 30, so it must have bounced off either Cole Murray or the post. There's a shot low. Murray saves that one. Back in call as Pete Rennie was bumped and looks like he must have just stepped on the line. So Barrie does have the ball. 1:15 to play. They're shorthanded. Rance Vigneault staying in the net. Stay tuned with us after the game. We'll have the 3 stars of the game, and Carrie Ohm will have an interview down by the Turf Dogs bench. And the backhand whip shot by Shane Scott after he just kind of ran around with the ball for a while. Murray comes up with it. Under a minute to play. The Turf Dogs almost assuredly now going to 3-0. Penalty coming to Barrie. Looks like it'll be an illegal substitution as it's technical official Caden Pack with his arm in the air. Jesse Guerin holding on to the ball. 7 on the shot clock and no urgency for the Turf Dogs. Colin Boucher way up pressuring, but Clofer will just fling it down into the corner. And it's illegal substitution on the Blizzard. 19.2 seconds remain. Ryan Degerdon will go off since Chad Levick is already in the box, serving an illegal substitution penalty for the Blizzard. They're going to have to send somebody else, and it's Degerdon. So it'll be 5-on-3. Durham will have the ball, 19 seconds left. The first penalty will expire in 6 seconds, so Goddard just has to watch out for Levick coming out of the box right now. He wasn't aware, but he runs away. Clofer about to set a pick, but Goddard makes the pass off. 6 seconds to go. The fans count it down. And they are the fans of the 3-0 first place Durham Turf Dogs. And Cody McMahon immediately starts the trek down to goaltender Cole Murray, who came in, saved the Turf Dogs bacon, and had a great afternoon. 13-9 the final score for the Turf Dogs. The Blizzard a bit dejected after not their best performance that we've seen from them in the last couple of years. Remember, they were 0-4 2 years ago, then ran off 4 straight wins, lost by 1 goal in the semifinals of the Creators Cup playoffs. Then last year, first overall at 6-2, ran the table in the playoffs to win the Creators Cup, and then won their opening game this year. So they have not tasted a lot of defeat over the last almost 2 seasons now. Of course, the season this year is 10 games per team instead of 8, expanded a little bit. We're going to have our 3 stars shortly. And Carrie Ohm will be joined. She is already down on the floor getting ready to grab her interview. We're going to do the interview first, and then we'll go to our 3 stars. Carrie is looking for the man she wants to grab, but first, the Turf Dogs will salute their fans. They're not going to see them again for a while. They've played 3 home games, so they're going to be on the road for a bit. Matt Giles is very gallantly grabbing Matt Croak to join Carrie Ohm, and the boys give him a bit of a razz as he's the man out. The helmet comes off, and Matt Croak often has some of the best hair in lacrosse. Not sure how it's holding up after the game. Carrie's taking a look to see, and she is getting on the floor, ready to go. Matt Croak with Carrie Ohm.
Guys, I'm with Matt Croak, and I do agree his hair is pretty nice, but
It was better in the summer, but
it was better in the summer. You had the flow cooking.
slit right around. It was nice.
All right, coming into this game, playing your second game within 24 hours, tying it up at the half, and then coming out with an explosive offense in the third period. What was said in the locker room at the half?
Well, basically, I think we were down 3 or 4 there for a bit, and then we kind of late in the second clawed back. And once we got in the room, it's like we fought back already, boys. Like, let's keep her going, right? Kept her going. We just kept our energy up. Everyone stuck together, and sure enough, it came out on top.
And keeping it going, you had 3 points tonight. What was working so well?
My catching wasn't working at first, but towards the end of the game, I guess I kind of figured it out. But just catching the ball, finding the right guys, and just setting picks, freeing people up, pretty much, yeah.
And then stealing a big win from the reigning champs. How big is this 2 points for your team?
It's huge, right? And back to back, like you said. Like, we were a little tired early, but we figured it out in the second half, and just probably one of the couple bigger points in the season there, yeah, for sure.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Carrie Ohm and Matt Croak. And a great win for the Turf Dogs. Let's go to our 3 stars of the game. The third star, Mike Teeter from the Barrie Blizzard, 3 goals and 2 assists. Very strong game offensively for him. Our second star of the game, Coming in relief, Cole Murray was outstanding for the Durham Turfdogs, critical to their victory today. And our first star with 3 goals and an assist, and really stepping up his best game as a Durham Turfdog. Mark Radenberg gets the first star. So many candidates. Caleb Wiles had 4 goals. Cody McMahon had 2 goals and an assist for Durham. Jesse Guerin, as usual, is terrific, 2 and 2, but those are the guys that led the Turf Dogs to a 13-9 win, first place at 3-0 in the Canadian Lacrosse League. Remember, tomorrow, 2 o'clock, c-lax 1 has Barrie versus Oswego. c-lax 2 has Niagara versus Southwest. There you see our copyright. It's a copyright production of the Canadian Lacrosse League. I'm Stephen Stamp on behalf of the Canadian Lacrosse League and the whole crew here at JVI Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. Come and catch some more exciting c-lax action tomorrow afternoon.